We're here at SALT Conference 2015 in Nashville, Tennessee. I am here with Brad Zimmerman on Twitter at CMDTV. Brad, you're doing a breakout session today in just like 60 minutes. And so, I mean, this is beforehand.
The pressure is on.
And you're talking about being a one-man band in church. And this is something that many of us are either in right now or we have experience with, where you're working in the creative arts world within your church and there's really no one else except for you. And it can be lonely. It can kind of feel like I do not have the resources, time, talent necessary. And really, you're going to spend your breakout empowering people. So what can you tell us about being a one-man band, how to overcome the challenges that come along with it?
Yeah. I'm going through like 10 different ways that you can survive as kind of this one-man team where you don't have anybody else around you. And a couple things that come to mind that are, I'll just give away a couple of them. One of them is to become a scavenger. Like a lot of us collect all these resources and like we go and find free fonts and all this cool stuff, but we're collectors. We're not actually scavengers. So like the difference between a collector and a scavenger actually uses what they collect for a purpose instead of just trying to collect this stockpile of stuff that never gets used. So how do we find like useful stuff that we actually use instead of just becoming professional collectors that end up with computers just full of stuff? So we need to become scavengers. We need to scavenge. But the other thing is, another big piece is when you're all by yourself, you have to figure out, well, how can I balance all these things? And one really easy way to help balance things is by scheduling, by automating everything you possibly can, because you can't do it all. So how do you like get everything else to work for you? So how do you automate all your social media posts? That's an easy one. And newsletters and the way that when you publish a video, that it automatically gets sent to all your different sources and all of these different things that some of them might only cut off like a few minutes. But over time, you're going to start cutting off tons and tons of time from what you're doing because you can automate all of these different things. So those are just a couple of like a ton of different things that you can do to survive as a one-man team.
Can you share with us a couple of resources that can help with this automation, can help with the act of scavenging?
Yeah, so here's the biggest tip I'll give you. If you want to make something that's pretty, you have a little bit of money, and you want to like, man, where does everybody keep getting all these trendy photos or these trendy fonts or whatever? There's a site called the Creative Market, and the Creative Market is the home of everything that is trendy in the design world right now. And if you've never heard of it, that's your number one source for finding stuff that you pay for that is awesome and also happens to be really in right now, because everyone who's on there is trying to make something that's going to sell well. So there's 5,000 handwritten fonts that look awesome, but there's a ton of them, but they're all there. The other one is if you don't have any money, there's an awesome site that's a collection of free sites, and it's called makerbook.net. And makerbook.net has free photo sites, free video, free audio, the whole 9 yards, and it's all in one place, and it's a curated list. So it's not like, well, this site happens to have 5 photos on it, but they're all garbage. It's all good sites that have great stuff on it. So MakerBook and Creative Market, those two places will set you up for success pretty well.
Love it. So main takeaways that I'm hearing are those two sites, MakerBook and Creative Market. I use both of them all the time. I'm not actually trendy. I just borrow and lend from the trendsetters. Right. And then the second thing is automating what you can't do because you're just one person. I mean, being a one-man band, the great thing about technology is you might not have a human that can serve you, but robots can. Yes. And obviously that's just a funny way of saying that there are so many great sites, resources, and tools that can perform functions that someone else on your team would, but you can have it being done by a robot.
It's the future.
SALT Conference 2015, Brad Zimmerman at CMDTV on Twitter. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in another video. #robots.